Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. As much as I love Japanese boxing, and I really do love it, there are so many great fights that just fly under the radar for most boxing fans. The problem is that they always have their cards during the week. And if you're a worker, and you have to go to work, me, you tend to sort of miss them or you don't catch them live. Well, one of my favourite fighters, probably out of all the nations in all the divisions, is Junto Nakatani. And he made the third defence of his WBC bantamweight title against the undefeated David Cuellar from Mexico. Only 23 years old, Cuellar. Now, this was a massive jump up for Cuellar. Like I said, he's 23, but he actually turned pro when he was 15. And he came in undefeated, which is not entirely surprising because the quality of his opposition hadn't been brilliant. He had 28 fights, which for a 23-year-old is pretty good. He'd beaten, B-, C+ level fighters. But to jump in there with Nakatani, it was just a bridge too far. It was too much too soon, quite frankly. Because Nakatani, both these guys, by the way, are quite tall for the weight. They're 5'8", 5'8.5", something like that. For bantamweights, which is, that's quite a good height. Nakatani's a southpaw, Cuellar orthodox. But Nakatani, the wealth of experience the difference is vast. Nakatani's 27, so 4 years older. He's had 30 fights. He's now got 23 KOs, having knocked out Cuellar in the third round. But, he's been a three-weight world champ. He held WBO titles in the flyweight and super flyweight divisions. And like I say, this was the third defense of his WBC bantamweight title. And it really showed. It was, even though there's 4 years difference. It's not like you've got a 30-year-old with a 20-year-old. But it looked like man versus boy, to be honest with you. Because Nakatani, during his various reigns in different divisions, has beaten people like Angel Acosta, who he stopped in 4 rounds. He was a good fighter. He had a fantastic shootout in 2023 with Andrew Maloney. That was a 12th round knockout, wasn't it? He knocked Maloney out. Spark out. It was one of those frightening knockouts. That was at Superfly, by the way, a defence of the. I think was it a defence or? Well, it was definitely for the WBO super flyweight title. Anyway, he's beaten RG Cortez. That was a pretty good win. Got a unanimous decision over 12. He knocked out Vincent Astrolabio in 1 round. Nakatani is being groomed as the heir apparent to Naoya Inoue. And, of course, there's only one weight division between them because Inoue is undisputed at super bantamweight. But they are building this fight up to be a super fight in Japan. And understandably so. You think Eubank Ben is going to be massive over here, which is more of a gimmick fight. I think Nakatani jumping up a division to fight Inoue that's going to be colossal in Japan. And to be honest with you, I think Inoue starts as a red-hot favourite. But then he does against most people. That doesn't mean Nakatani's a bad fighter. On the contrary, he's very entertaining to watch. He's a good fighter. He's got good variety of skills, hits very hard. He's got that sort of box fighter, Japanese style, quite upright, quick feet, jabs well, likes to jab to the body as well as the head. He's not sort of a headhunter. Very quick hands, fires 2s and 3s, little salvos. But I'll tell you what, for the first 2 rounds, David Cuellar wasn't doing too badly. He was in the fight. I think Nakatani was the one looking more confident, probably quicker. Cuellar this was unknown territory for him because don't forget, of course, it's a 12-rounder against someone of Nakatani's prestige. He had been 10 rounds a few times, Cuellar, but that was against, like I say, sort of C+ fighters. You're talking about an A- fighter now. It's a very, very different proposition. And this was in Japan. So it was the first time that Cuellar had been out of Mexico. So you've got that added experience, new experience of fighting away from home. Now, I don't want to be too down on David Cuellar, because at 23, clearly he can regard this as a learning curve. Yeah, he got badly knocked out. I think he was, by the end of it, there were 2 knockdowns in the last 30 seconds of the third round, which I think the second one he was counted out. The first one was very, very quick. I mean, the thing about these Japanese fighters is they are schooled to be very quick with their feet and very quick with their hands simultaneously. So there's a split second between moving into range with the feet and then bang, bang, bang. And because most Japanese fighters are of the lighter weight divisions, that type of style, it's very, very effective because they are speedy little so-and-sos. And that sort of caught Cuellar towards the end of the third round. He moved in very, very quickly, and then with the backhand, clipped Cuellar and put him down. And Cuellar got up. He was okay. Yeah, I'm ready to go. But then instantly, Nakatani was all over him again, and bang, there was a hook. A hook went in there, I think, that really dumped Cuellar right near the ropes. And Cuellar had his head down. He was bleeding from the bridge of the nose. And I don't know whether he was sort of semi-concussed or whether he just thought, nah, I'm not having any more of this, whether he quit, essentially. I hope it was more the former than the latter, because Cuellar, he was about his depth, basically, but he showed a little bit. He landed a pretty decent right hand second round against Nakatani and made him think. And there were some nice little individual punches from Cuellar, but you could see the gap in experience between these two fighters. It was visible. And of course, there is, as we keep saying, there is no substitute for life experience in anything in life. And Nakatani, with that beautifully well-schooled style of his, I don't know how many southpaws Cuellar has faced before, but that might have been a factor. He didn't look particularly at home fighting a southpaw. The old cliche about if you're in against a southpaw, constantly fire straight rights or right crosses. He could have done a bit more of that, I suppose. But you always got the feeling that Nakatani was simply waiting to go through the gears and would let his hands go, and that would be that. And that's kind of what happened, really. It was a count out at the end of the third round. So another victory for Nakatani. Like I say, if he was to move up a division and fight Inoue, I would make Inoue a heavy favourite. But I tell you what, the styles gel, and that would be an exciting fight. And like I say, because they're the two biggest stars in Japanese boxing, I think we would see a blockbuster, Japanese blockbuster fight, not to be missed. So if you haven't seen this fight, it's on YouTube on the Sky Sports boxing channel. Go and have a look. Worth a look just to see Nakatani. He's one of those fighters who you really enjoy watching him because he's so good. But let me know what you think. And what do you think about Nakatani against Inoue? Do you think that's a viable fight? Would you make Inoue as heavy a favourite as I would? Again, nothing against Nakatani. There's no shame in being second best to Inoue. I just don't. I think Nakatani is an A- fighter, whereas I think Inoue is an A+ fighter. But let me know what you think. Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. Do all that good stuff. Spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. And I'll catch you later. Bye for now.